Hello everybody out there in the bookverse, it's Stephanie and I am back today with my December wrap-up, and this one's going to be fairly quick because I think this is probably the least books I've read in a month all year, so we'll knock this one out pretty snappy for you. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you so much for watching my videos. If you'd like to see more from me, definitely hit the subscribe button down below and hit the bell icon so you'll be alerted when I post new videos. But let's get into the books that I have read because it's really what you're here for, right? The first two books that I read this year were Heartstopper Volumes 1 and 2. And these are graphic novels. They're written by Alice Oseman, and they are about a young boy in high school. He is openly gay, and he becomes friends with this jock. I think they play rugby, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're from Britain, where rugby is a bigger thing than it is here in America. And he starts to develop feelings for this jock, who in turn starts to develop feelings for him and realizes that he is bisexual. So he is attracted to both women and men, and he has a crush on this boy. It is an adorable story. I loved it. I loved reading it. It was so sweet and heartwarming and good. And I thought the characters in it were just adorable. Their cute little romance was just so sweet. They were great together, and I thought it was extremely well done. It was a fun experience to do it as a graphic novel, you know, to read through the stories and everything in that format. Yeah. I enjoyed my time the whole time I was reading Heartstopper. I would highly recommend it to anyone out there. If you want a nice lighthearted read that's just gonna make you feel happy, that is the one to go with. The next book on this list is going to be my least favorite book of this month, and that is City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I was not particularly into this book, we'll just put it that way. I have heard so many things about this series. This is the first book in her Mortal Instruments series, which is the Shadowhunter world that she has created, and that is so extremely popular and hyped on any kind of book network that you're probably going to get on. If you're looking at anything YA fantasy related, this is probably going to be there because it is so popular. And I decided I needed to do it. You know, I needed to jump in, read the series. I haven't done it. It's so backlisted that it's almost ridiculous at this point, but I decided to give it a go, and it was very underwhelming. I thought that the characters were very underdeveloped. I thought that they were very naive, and it was extremely predictable. I felt that the world was a little underdeveloped as well. There's just so much in it that I wasn't especially into, but I also felt that the writing style was definitely not my cup of tea in this book. I hear that it improves and she gets better as she goes on, which makes total sense because this is an old YA, and also this writer has written so much more since then, so of course her writing style is going to improve. She's always going to get better, right? So I haven't ruled out this series continuing with it because I hear that the Infernal Devices series is the one that everyone wants to get to, and this one is just in my way of getting there. It's just a little too juvenile for my taste. Yeah, the dialogue was cringy to me. I couldn't do it. It was just hard, but I did get through it. And I will be continuing with the series because I would like to at least give the Infernal Devices a chance, and I want to read the first 3 in this series before the first one in the Infernal Devices series because I'm told that's the best way to do it and the most enjoyable way to do that. So I will be continuing with the series, but we'll see how that goes. The next book that I read in December that I'm going to talk about is The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I actually buddy read this with my friend Jessica, my sister Mackenzie, and my husband Eric. So there was a lot of us reading this at a time. I read this for the winter bookie trials that took place at the beginning of the month, and I loved it. I thought this was an extremely well-developed world. I absolutely loved the characters in this book. I have a dedicated review actually of this book, so I will put it up there for you guys, and also I'll link it down below if you would like to go check that out. It is spoiler free, but I really enjoyed this book. I am already moving on with the series and jumping into the next one, so this is a book that I would definitely recommend. This takes place in, I think, West Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. There are 4 boys that are kind of the main boys in this story, and they are going to this kind of prestigious academy that is a private school in that area, and they are also searching for what they call ley lines, energy, these like lines of power and energy, because one of the boys in this group believes that an ancient Welsh king is buried somewhere along that line, and he wants to find him. So this is about their search for the ley line and for this king called Glendower, and they meet this, I guess you could call her a townie. She is a local of this town where their school is, and they become kind of intertwined in this group of trying to find the ley lines, because she is related to a bunch of clairvoyants, but she is not a clairvoyant. She enhances clairvoyant activity. So it is amazing book. I absolutely loved it. This is so good. I would highly recommend this book to anyone wanting to dip their toes into fantasy, anyone who loves fantasy. It's just, I really loved it. I thought the characters were amazing. That was probably my favorite part of the book, was the characters, and we really, I liked it. I really think you guys should try it out. And the last book on this list, because it is such a short one, is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I have finally read this book, guys. I know I've been saying I'm going to read it forever, and I never do. I think it's been on, 3 TBRs at this point, but it has finally been finished, and let's just say I don't know why I put it off for so long, because I loved this book. This was so much fun. This is Leigh Bardugo's first adult fantasy novel. It takes place at Yale in America, and it follows this girl named Alex Stern, who has been recruited to be part of what they call the Ninth House at Yale. There are 8 secret societies who practice magic there, and there is the Ninth Society who is there to regulate them. And Alex is special because she has the ability to see ghosts, and so they want her there because these ghosts are often drawn to their rituals. They can affect them. They can really affect the people there, and so she has this ability. She's very useful to them, so she's been given a full ride scholarship to Yale to help to kind of keep these societies in check, to make sure that they don't abuse their powers and hurt people. But at the beginning of this book, there is a murder, and Alex kind of thinks that there's something going on, so she is starting to investigate it, and tons of different things start happening. The person that is supposed to be training her has disappeared, and so she's trying to figure out how to fix that, and it's just, I really enjoyed this world. I know a lot of people struggled with it and didn't like it, but I think part of the reason is because they've read Leigh Bardugo's work before, and this is so different, I've heard, but I've never read any Leigh Bardugo before. This is my only experience with her, and I loved it. I thought it was great. Also, there is some very heavy stuff in this book. It is very adult, so if you don't like that, you probably will not enjoy this book. There is some deep stuff covered. It can be graphic at times, so really, if that type of stuff is a trigger for you, I definitely wouldn't recommend it. But I thought it was so well done. I loved Alex as a main character. She was fun and sassy and just tough. You know, she had that survivor attitude, and she kind of did what she had to do to get stuff done, and I loved that about her. I really enjoyed the character who was her mentor as well, the one who went missing. I thought he was just so perfect. They couldn't have picked a better person to have as her mentor. I thought some of the twists in it were really well done, and I think some of the stuff in it that I felt was really obvious and that people complained that it was not, you saw it coming, I think she meant to do that on purpose. So I actually thought that that was well done as well. I loved it. I would really recommend this book if you like that a little bit of a dark paranormal fantasy book that's urban, set in our world with that touch of magic thrown in. Definitely say that this is a great one if you want to jump into the adult world of that. And those are my books for December. I thought it was actually a really good reading month because I had 2 books in there that I absolutely loved and I thought were phenomenal, which is always a good month for me if I have books that I am thinking about and talking about afterwards and I just can't get enough of them. yeah, let me know down in the comments if you have read any of these books. Let's have a discussion about them. If you hate any of the books that I loved, definitely tell me why down below and we can chat about it. If you have any thoughts on recommendations for books you think I might like based on what I have liked and disliked here, let me know as well. As always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the bell if you want to see more from me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.